What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Today's episode of the Wingin podcast, realized that the Super Bowl is tonight, so we actually recorded this on Saturday, and we had one problem with it that you'll probably hear a little bit of a joke about, where I had to edit out a certain part of it due to a issue that we found. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you guys next week on our regularly scheduled Winging It podcast. Peace.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wingin' It podcast. We got a special guest with us today. Terminator Juice, how you doing, man?
What's up, man? Doing well. Glad to be here, and nice talking to you guys again. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. Andre, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I mean, considering a lot of the stupid stuff that has happened this week.
And on that note, great segue. So, Outer Worlds. This is the first thing we want to hit up on. Outer Worlds on Switch. We got a release date finally, March 6th of 2020. But here's the interesting problem. It's digital only. But if you want to buy a box, you can. The box is going to have a code in it. So explain to me, why would you buy a box with a code in it when you're not going to put the actual cartridge in the box?
It's for display purposes only.
And that, my friend,
that's what it basically is, except it has a code. I know people that if that's the only way, they'd rather have the box so they could at least have something on their shelf. But for me, I try to avoid extra, boxes and plastic around the house because I don't have a place to show my collection. I don't mind the digital only, I guess, but it seems such a waste to print the paper and put a plastic box with a cellophane on it with a fucking download code.
They could have literally just printed the little card sleeves that everybody gets, and if they wanted something as a physical presence,
something to put in the store, just have like the card. Yeah.
I mean, they did it for because if you go into like Walmart now, they have like the Smash Brothers little thing for it. If you want to buy it digitally, they have the one for Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. So I'm like, why would you? To me, it doesn't make any sense.
I know that Wolfenstein, the little expansion co-op game with the Youngblood, is that what it's called? That was the first one I remember that had the box with just the download code.
Yeah,
it is so counterproductive.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand the logic to it. So I'm guessing. Now, on the flip side, how big is Outer Worlds? Is it because I don't know.
Okay, I've actually looked into this.
It's on Game Pass. I forget what the size was. I was looking
for Xbox One, proper Xbox One, and Xbox One S. It is 17 gigabytes. And for PS4 and PS4 Slim is 17 gigabytes.
You kidding me? That makes it even worse.
When you go into the extra textures and stuff for 4K, then it becomes 31 gigs on Xbox One X and PS4 Pro.
So it's probably 12 gigs on Switch.
Or
somewhere
5
between.
gigs.
No, I would assume it would still be in that 17 gigabyte space.
Okay.
I assume it would still be there just in case. Just for logistics, I'd assume it would be there. But that would just mean, hey, we have a 32 gig card, slide it on there.
No, I'd say 16. They guarantee with the reduced texture quality, they could get it.
Yeah, they probably
16.
could. But again, I'm just going with the assumption that it would still match the 17 gigs.
So all right. So what was the excuse from the actual company?
I actually
haven't heard anything from them.
That was my big thing, because when the article broke, I'm like, okay, somebody's playing around. Somebody probably have misinterpreted something.
I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke when I first saw it, and I was like, this is real.
But
isn't who's technically publishing it? Because I know Microsoft bought the company.
Yeah,
Obsidian, but I don't know.
It's I saw the name not that long ago. It's something.
Does somebody have their Switch with them? Is it on the eShop? Is there a product page?
I didn't see it on the eShop.
I got it. I'll look it up real quick.
Okay, but yeah, that was my one thing when I saw it this week, and I'm like, okay, we got to talk about this because this makes absolutely no sense.
It is Private Division and Take-Two that are doing it.
Oh, Take Two. That now everything makes sense.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm not one of those. I'm not completely anti-digital, even though I think Nintendo. I don't think they have anything set up for your digital purchases to go to the next system. So I'm a little cautious about that, but I can understand a digital only. Because there's never been a game quite like this on a Nintendo system, so maybe there's a little bit of concern whether it's going to sell or not. I don't know. I haven't played the game myself. I'm not aware of if it did well on the other.
I've played it. There's nothing that was done in this game that couldn't have been done on like the Wii U.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, how did it sell well on the other systems?
I believe it sold decently. I don't know the numbers per se, but I'm pretty sure it sold okay. I think it did make its money back. I just don't know the numbers yet.
Well, either way, I mean, it's just the part of putting an empty box on the shelf that bugs me. Like that,
I feel like that's a waste of money.
Yeah,
well, that's my main concern, because I'm like, okay, because companies always talk about like, trying to make sure they get their money back and all this, and I'm sitting there like, you're gonna do all that when it would just be easier to just make the freaking card with the game on it to sell,
or even better, do what Epic did with Fortnite. Work out a deal where you can have a specialized version of the Switch purchased with it that comes with the code, instead of making that the whole game case with the digital code in it is just as dumb as Bethesda selling Fallout 76 with a cardboard disc in the box. It's the same stupid thing.
What's worse though, a collector's
like
special edition?
The cardboard disc is far worse.
What about the special editions that are $300 and don't come with the game? That's happened recently.
Yes.
I think that's worse.
How do you call that a special edition of the game if it doesn't include the game?
That to me is where
the whole purpose of the special edition is to get the whole package.
Yeah, you get a like 2-foot statue and all this other BS, and then you
gotta buy the game separately.
oh, y'all wanted the game. Oh, y'all didn't tell us that. I thought y'all wanted all this that we made a lot of copies of.
Yeah, well, you bought this awesome collector's edition. Now go buy the special edition of the game for $100. Then you'll have the ultimate package.
Wait, what? Yeah, y'all didn't read the fine print? Y'all didn't read the fine print on that? I mean, it was right up under there.
I really dislike when companies do that. It's just...
So what do you guys... For me, it's an automatic no buy when a company either doesn't have the whole game on the cartridge where you have to download the rest of the game, or if you put an empty box on the shelf with the download code. It's an automatic no buy. As far as the physical version, I might still get the digital version.
Yeah, because at that point, it does make the physical edition of the game that lacks the physical copy of the game very pointless.
Yeah, and it's not like if your Switch got stolen or anything like that, code's never going to work again. It's a one-time use only. So even though you have a plastic box there, you use that code, it's over. Like it's tied to that Switch. I guess if you bought another Switch, it'd transfer, but
because you'd have to transfer all your account credentials and everything over before you.
So if your Switch broke,
the game again.
I'm not sure how it all works because I've never had with the Wii U or the Switch. I don't know what happens if you drop your Switch in the ocean, and can you call Nintendo and sign into another Switch?
Yeah, I'm very certain you can just get your stuff transferred over. I don't know Nintendo's process for the Switch.
I think you have to call and verify. I remember I had to call for some virtual console stuff that didn't transfer from the Wii to the Wii U, and I had to tell them, I had to list 5 virtual console games that I owned to prove that it was me. Like name as many games that you bought that you can think of, and I'm like, really? You can't just, I can't just give you my name and my login and all that. Nope. I had to list a bunch of, try to remember all the virtual console games.
They're like, we're going to be extra thorough.
We
don't know you.
So I don't know. Is it a no buy for you guys if that stuff happens, or do you not care?
Normally it's a no buy for me.
If you're going to put, just like with the issue with Mega Man X collection and Mega Man Classic collection. It's stupid, especially for those games because they are so tiny in comparison to what the space is on those cartridges. To not have the whole thing on there, you might as well just get it digital. Because either way, you're not going to have the whole package.
Yeah, it's stupid for the old games like the Resident Evil. There's a Resident Evil package where I think 4. It's either 5 and 6 are on the card or just 4, and then the rest are just downloads. I can't.
It's 5 and 6 are on the card, and the rest are 4 isn't. Yeah. 5 and 6.
Because then Revelations 1 and 2, that you bought it, and it was just Revelations 1. Revelations 2 is like 24 gigabyte download. And I got it. Someone gave me the digital code for that because they didn't want it, and I'm like, why is this game the one of the biggest Switch games? Like, there's nothing visually impressive. It's not a super long game. I don't know if it was audio.
That would be because of Capcom's lack of optimization.
Yeah.
Gotta love Capcom, boy. They
don't like to clean up their code, which is why a lot of their games have so many major glitches in them. They're not as bad as Bethesda, but they don't like to clean up their code.
I bought Devil May Cry 5 and Resident Evil 2 last year, and those games are both flawless from my play session.
I wonder if it depends on what team they put on it. Because if they put their A team on it, they're probably gonna clean it up. But if they put their B team on it,
yeah, they don't like to clean their code.
Yeah,
kind of like Platinum. Platinum has some low tier teams that are just like
they're bad.
Legend of Korra.
I can understand it more though. Platinum, I can understand it more though because they are a much smaller team.
Yeah, but like anything their A team or their B team is on, it's gonna be magnificent. But if you put that C team on, you're gonna be like, man, what in the world?
Like, well, we tried.
Yeah, well, thank you. You know, I mean, sucker. So Outer Worlds. All right, y'all tripping. So let's move on to Pokemon and the home price point. So I don't play Pokemon like that. I'm more of a Pokken tournament guy because I love Stone Cold stunning people with Pikachu Libre. That's just me. So I mean, I'm not all into this, but there was a breakdown, and I'm trying to find the article now. There was a breakdown on how much the Pokemon home situation would cost overall, and I thought it was interesting because a lot of people are complaining about it, but these are the same people who complained about Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it was the fastest selling Pokemon game pretty much ever.
These are the same people who complained about Pokemon Sword and Shield, but still wanted a third game at the same price to purchase, but then got mad because there's an expansion that you can purchase for $30 that applies to both games.
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing that comes as a part of this is because, like, when I saw that little breakdown of it, and I can't find it to save my life. When I saw the little breakdown of it, people were adding in they weren't adding that they bought. One game, they were adding in that you have to buy both.
No, you don't.
No, you
do not. You're not required. Here's the thing.
I don't even think it lets you. I don't think there's two things to buy. If I'm correct.
Yeah, there's not.
But it's just one. But with one. Okay, Nintendo set it up so that Pokemon is required to be a social game. That's how it has always been. It's required to be a social game. If you don't want to purchase the expansions, guess what you can do? Be social and trade.
Yeah.
And you can get everything. And you don't have to spend an extra dime if you don't want to.
There is a new region that's locked to the DLC, but as far as the Pokemon themselves.
Yeah, as far as the Pokemon are concerned, you don't have to pay any extra money for them. Yeah, for the extra regions and the extra story bits and stuff, yes.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what the thing is that they're charging for now.
Pokemon Home is basically it's basically an online storage hub for it. Yeah. It's an online storage hub that's pretty much, I'm sure, is going to cover every Pokemon game going forward.
Yeah, because I think they're moving back to like consoles and not on handhelds anymore.
So is that guarantee that the next game comes out, it's gonna have to have all the Pokemon that you already have? Like, it might
not, but it's definitely going to have a link to Pokemon Home so that you can import the ones. even if the whole roster of Pokemon isn't available and there are a lot of Pokemon, you're still going to be able to take over the ones that can go.
And I've never owned a Pokemon game, so I don't know if this is like this new pricing structure, how it
it's honestly not even too different from how Pokemon was priced out when the games were first released. In Japan, it was red and green. One game had half the Pokemon roster, the other game had the other half. Then over here was red and blue, and it was the same situation. It's always been like that.
Okay,
but
so
if you trade back and forth, you don't have to purchase the other game.
Yeah, so here's the breakdown of the subscription price for Pokemon Home. So if you're gonna do 30 days, it's $2.69 for the eShop, $2.99 for the mobile. For 90 days, it's $4.49 for eShop, $4.99 for mobile. Don't know where the extra 30 cents coming from. For a full year,
that's a paying the fee to the mobile
to the
platforms.
Carrier, I guess. Yeah.
That's why.
So for the full year, it's $14.39 for the eShop price, for $15.99 for mobile, and the Pokemon Home is basically kind of like Pokemon Bank. There is a free service, but you can only save like 15 Pokemon to that.
So I'm confused though. So you pay for this like a bank basically.
Yeah.
To keep your Pokemon on. If you stop paying, then what happens? Then they're just gone?
I guess when you go to the next game or whatever, you won't be able to have access to the Pokemon from the Galar region.
So I don't understand why you got to pay monthly. So let's say I have Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I get the 30-day thing, and then I get all my Pokemon there. So let's say then I don't renew, and a year from now or 2 years from now, the new games comes out. And I can't just pay a month and then have all the Pokemon I had on there.
You could theoretically.
I wonder, like, what's the benefit of paying monthly for this? I don't understand.
Or just pay the yearly like
fee.
$15, $16.
But at the same time, I don't understand the Pokemon fans in general. So I guess I don't understand why you would pay for that.
Because a lot of people, and honestly, it is a sense of entitlement. It's because everybody was asking for Nintendo to upgrade their services to give them more stuff. And when they do that, it requires more money. And people don't want to look at it that way. They don't want to look at that it costs them more money to do the things that they're asking for. They just want what they want, and they want it for free.
Why can't it just I don't know. To me, as somebody on the outside, I don't know any other game that's like this, so it's hard for me to try to come up with an analogy for a game that I play where I'd have to do something like this. But if I buy your game every year or every other year, to me that should be enough for me just to be able to transfer my Pokemon. Like, I don't know.
Well, you can still do direct game to game transfers. This is if you want to have storage for them off the game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you want access to that's what the whole Pokédex thing was about before Pokemon Sword and Shield came out.
Well, how do people access the Pokédex?
Because usually you do it through your 3DS or your DS.
You do it through your game, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but now we got apps for phones and tablets and all that. So
People
want to have access to this stuff off their game.
Yeah. So that's where that whole thing came from. Now, for me, I mean, I think it's a bad deal? I don't. Well, one, because I don't play Pokemon like that. But if you are heavily into Pokemon trading and stuff like that,
this is a good deal for you.
This is a good deal, because especially the year when if you want access to your entire Pokemon library from way back as well. So to me, if you're into that, it makes some sense. But the 30 and 90 days doesn't make any sense. The only thing that makes sense, and also it depends on how much do you actually play this. It's one of those situations.
The 30 and 90 days, I see that as like trial periods for people just trying it out.
So let's say I don't know how long it takes you in the game to get all the Pokemon that you could possibly get, but I mean, I would think you just wait, like somebody that's had Sword and Shield for a few months, just keep playing the game until you have as many Pokemon as possible, and then pay for a month to get them all there. Like, why would you pay now and so from a year from now, when you have more Pokemon that they go in there, it's like they're not going to get lost, right? This isn't a thing until another game comes out, right? That's when it's coming.
From what I understand, it's not a thing until another game comes out.
It really won't be a major issue until another game.
I would say just keep playing the game until a month before the new game comes out, and then buy a month for it. Like, I don't understand why you'd have to keep paying or do a whole year. I just can't wrap my head around it. So
because Terminator
people are emotional. People are emotional and selfish.
Terminator, you are approaching this with logic, and I commend you for that.
I mean, this is the fan base that accept Ultra Sun and Moon.
Yeah,
like a year after Sun and Moon, I
came out.
That's the first time that I got on Twitter and said anything about Pokemon. I was doing for work. I was filling in doing deliveries around town, and basically like an Amazon driver, but for just a local business. And I'm driving around, and Pokemon Direct's at 9 a.m. or whatever. So I was like, all right, I got a few minutes. I'll sit here and watch it. And I'm like, Terrell, he's a big Pokemon fan in the chat that I'm in. And next thing I see Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon coming out holiday or November, and I'm like,
what?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
they're selling two games that are just basically expansions on what the game that just came out, and now you're selling two $40 games again. And I got on Twitter because I was like talking to Terrell, and he was fine with it. I don't see a problem with it. I'm like, so I got in there. I said, I think the Pokemon fan base is the most like milked, or Pokemon's the most milked franchise out there, and their fan base, it doesn't even care. Like, Call of Duty fans at least complain.
Yeah.
And we didn't get any Pokemon complaining until Sword and Shield finally. And I remember the backlash I received for saying how Pokemon milks their fan base. And I still believe it. Like, there's no reason you need two games anymore.
No.
At least they didn't do the 3 game, which is actually 4, because they'd sell 2 versions of the like the Ultra version.
Yeah.
And
that was the first time they did basically 4 versions of a game.
Yeah, because they did I
take that back, because the original technically
Yellow
had 4 versions, because you had yellow, red, and blue for US, and then yellow, red, and green for overseas.
Overseas, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't get I don't get the whole concept of the 2 games turn into 3 games. Well, at least they're doing the DLC this time, which is a step in the right direction. And I just don't understand.
And it's cheaper.
I just can't. I just try to think of the franchises I like, and I try to think if they tried this. Let's say that what came out. Let's say Super Smash Brothers came out, December 2018, and then just in November or holiday 2019, they tried to sell you Ultra Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, and for the same price, and it just added more characters and some stages and stuff. And I would just be so mad. Like, in this day and age, you just sell the DLC, and then maybe a few years from now, any potential future purchases, just have a complete version of Smash Brothers where it's all on the cart, where they don't have to buy DLC and download anything. Like, somebody buys Smash Brothers 2 years from now for the Switch, and it just has all the characters. I don't have any problem with that, but I just can't. I got nothing else to say about Pokemon without just going off and offending all the Pokemon fans.
Oh, they're already offended, dude.
That's very easy to do.
This video is probably gonna have 18 dislikes, and so I'm already prepared for that. But to be honest, I agree with you, because all you have to do is just look at November this year. All throughout the summer, it was the Pokemon Dexit and all this. Like, don't buy the Pokeband, don't boycott Pokemon Sword and Shield, because we don't got the National Pokedex. And then December came, and we found out that's the fastest selling Pokemon game that ever came. So,
and on top of that, you got all the people making threats to the developers, because they're like, I don't care how dissatisfied with the product you are, you don't make threats on a person's life over it.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it, if I was one of them, I'd be laughing right now. Thank you for the bonus y'all just got me for the end of the year. Because
I would definitely be laughing. I would
We
definitely be
broke
laughing
sales
after-
records because of y'all.
After all that, like, y'all said boycott us. Ha, ha,
Okay.
ha, ha.
I
Yeah,
just
and my bringing up Terrell again. When they first revealed it, and then I think it was at E3 they did the Treehouse was playing it, and I was like, oh, I know what Terrell's game of the year is. He's like, no. No, he's like, Fire Emblem looks too good. He's like, yeah, with all the other stuff going on. Do
But
the
he
game of
loved
the year
that Sword and Shield,
podcast.
didn't he?
What's your number 2? It's Fire Emblem. I'm like, you son of a bitch. What's number 1? Pokemon. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
happens every time.
if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. I just
If it's fine to enjoy it, it's fine to have your grievances, but don't act like you just.
The world is
I
ending.
feel like a
because-
couple years from now, he's gonna look back and be like, "Yeah, that shouldn't have been my game of the year." Like,
yeah.
so that's just me being a hater. Maybe he will. Maybe with this expansion, it'll become one of his favorite games of all time. I don't know, but
I mean, yeah, I'm glad they're doing an expansion though. To leave this on a positive note, I'm glad they're doing an expansion. That Pokemon Direct they did looked great in my opinion, my personal opinion. I can't wait for the next Pokemon tournament game so I can Stone Cold stun this the Cub Fu with Pokemon Pikachu Libre. So
hopefully Incineroar's in there because he's perfect for that type of game. I think.
And they have to have a stage where you can fall off of it, and Incineroar just goes up and does an up smash and then falls completely off the stage, pretty much nullifying his up smash. Sakurai, you are a troll. Okay, so going on to a more positive note. So Astral Chain and Marvel Ultimate Alliance both broke 1 million in sales. Can I have my Astral Chain 2 now? You promised. Y'all promised.
I don't think you're gonna have it now. I mean, you gotta give him some to develop the game.
Hey, if he ain't working on Bayonetta 3, he can do it now. So
they got a lot of projects.
You are
man.
so demanding.
They got to finish Bayonetta 3. I want the best people.
No,
working
I
on
want
Bayonetta
them. Look,
3.
I want them to finish Bayonetta 3, and then I want to see Bayonetta Jean happen. Fucking Astral Chain 2 until that happens.
I think Astral Chain should be first year of the Switch successor.
It should be.
Yeah,
it definitely should be.
And I would like to see them. I mean, I think it probably end up around 2 million sold, if not more, in the long run.
It could definitely do more, especially if people who actually like the game talk about it.
I'm trying to think story wise though, if there's really any for me, if I'm interested in a 2 from a story standpoint, the last boss kind of ruined.
You'd have to do something with new characters, and I think that with Astral Chain, the way they set the world up, they could always set up new characters.
Yeah, I think just have it be I don't remember if could it be in a different city? Could it be in a different country?
It's basically police forces.
Yeah.
So you can have individual police forces that are taking on similar things in different locations.
Yeah, and I don't want a silent protagonist again. That's my biggest
just let me
downfall.
have somebody. Yeah, just have me. Just go on and make the characters, and we can talk. Just have them talk. Just make the characters.
That for me, I don't mind silent protagonists in general. It just felt really out of place in that game with all the dialogue and all the everything that's going on, and the character having shouts and stuff. And then depending on what you were, the other one was fully voice acted. So it's like that character's already got a voice.
That is a little odd.
Because I remember you put a tweet out, Terminator, about that, and I got to that point, and they clicked in my head. I'm like, you're absolutely right. They have a voice that talk the whole time. So what the? So yeah, the only silent protagonist I like is Link, and that's for reasons. But I mean, for this one, I like the game. I do have a few gripes with it, so I may do a let's talk about that at a later date. But I'm actually surprised because Platinum. Let's be honest, I love Platinum Studios, but most of their games don't do well because people don't really know about them, and I don't know what it is. But the people that actually spend time to actually play them, well, yes, they are crazy. Yes, they are over the top. They are fun. I mean, Michael Bay would be proud. So
no, we're out. Okay, explosions, yes, but
thank you. I'm gonna say don't even try. Don't you even try.
Otherwise, no. I'm sorry. When Michael Bay does a story, he doesn't, make the story good. He just dismantles the product and does what he wants.
Andre, Michael Bay does not do story.
Exactly. Dismantles the story. Dismantles the story.
He doesn't do
and then does what he wants.
He doesn't do continuity for
Yeah,
he doesn't care. You know what he said? Just get off topic a little bit. You know what he said about Transformers 2 when they were at the Smithsonian and they go out back and they're at a desert?
Yeah,
like the airplane. It was like the airplane graveyard.
Yeah.
He goes. He said only geography buffs are gonna care about that or something. Like only
people would care.
Everybody who lives in Washington D.C.
will
is
care
gonna
about
be
that.
like, what the fuck is this? Everybody who lives in the state that has the airplane graveyards be like, what the hell did we get here? You know?
Yeah.
Like, how did we get this here? This doesn't.
It takes you right out of the damn movie. It just makes no sense.
It does. So,
but plus on top of that, he never with the way he treated the character designs. I'm like, dude, you just all around screwed everybody's childhood.
Michael Bay don't give a cuff,
and then did the same thing with Ninja Turtles, making Super Samurai Turtles instead of them actually being ninjas.
Man, that's Incredible Hulk's little cousins. What? Stop talking about them.
I'm sorry. I gotta harp on this. I have to harp on this. But when you can throw a Ninja Turtle and they cave in the side of a Hummer.
But Marvel Ultimate Alliance, they did break 1 million as well. I kind of thought that they probably have already broke 1 million, but that's just me because I enjoy Marvel Ultimate Alliance. But can I get an X-Men game, please? By themselves, please, pretty please.
I didn't play the game, but it didn't seem like a huge budget.
Yeah,
based on what I've seen.
Mm-mm.
So I think 1 million. That's got to be a pretty big.
But hey, you gotta go with Capcom's reasoning. People don't know about the X-Men.
Dude, when they said that, I'm not gonna jump off topic because I'm an X-Men fanboy, and I'll be needless to say, I was upset when they said that. But
look, anybody was upset when they said that. People that don't care about comic books or cartoons were upset when they said that.
Yeah, so I'm happy for both of them. In all honesty, like I said, I enjoy Astral Chain. It has its issues, but I think it's a fun game. And Marvel Ultimate Alliance, they did a very good job with that game. I got to give Team Ninja props for that. Because I thought I didn't know what it was going to be, but they did a great job with it, and I hope they bring it back. I hope the Alliance series comes back because I actually didn't mind it. So, yay for them. So, Sony asking PS4 users if they want remote play to be expanded to devices like the Switch. I like the idea.
I don't have an issue with it, honestly.
Yeah,
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I don't understand why people were getting upset about it because I'm like, dude, it's them asking their fan base a question.
And you still have to have a PS4.
You still have to have
remote play
to do it. So
yeah, you still have to have it. So I mean, and to be completely fair, they discontinued the Vita, so it makes sense for them to try to put it as many places as you can because you can do it on tablet, you can do it on PC. So if you want to do it to the Switch, that makes sense because Switch is sitting at what 52, 55 mil right now.
Mm-hmm.
So why not?
I'm just like, okay, what if your PS4 is set up in one room and your Switch is set up in another?
Yeah.
And you don't want to get up to go to your PS4 to play your games. This is the perfect opportunity.
Yeah. I would use it for at home. I'm on my Wi-Fi. I'm watching the Super Bowl. Let's say it gets boring, and I was like, and I got Spider-Man to finish, which is a true story. If I could just, put that on the Switch and play it, using the Joy-Cons, I would do that. I don't see the negative from a diehard Sony pony fanboy. I don't see the negative from a Nintendo Switch, a Nintendo fanboy. I don't think it hurts anybody. And again, you have to have, you still have to buy a PS4 and own the game.
Hold on, wasn't it not too long ago that people were complaining about not having options, and then you get a possible option, and then you complain about the option?
And you want to talk about, I don't know what the streaming, how it will downgrade the picture, but one of the some of the better looking games in portable mode on the Switch are the ones that run at native 720 on the in handheld, and they look phenomenal. So you're gonna have PS4 games which are running at 1080 but downscaled to 720, it's gonna look really clean.
They're gonna look good.
Nice.
They're gonna look nice and sharp.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to. I don't love the game Spider-Man on PS4, but to be able to do some of that, what I feel is a little bit of mundane side quest stuff, but
do the tedious stuff.
Yeah, do that kind of stuff while I'm also trying to just like catch something like a game or something going on TV. I think that would be great.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
That's just why I didn't understand the vitriol for it, but I understand. For me, I'm like, it's just an option, and I'm rebuying me a PS4 because, as I've stated before, I gave my brother my PS4 because kids broke his other one, so I'm rebuying mine hopefully in a couple of weeks. But I'm like that would be perfect. I don't see the issue there.
I mean, look, you got Microsoft literally putting some of their game on the Switch.
Yeah.
Sony is just saying, hey, we want you to still purchase our console. We still want you to purchase our games, but we thought you might like to be able to stream to this system if you have it.
And I'm sure probably going to stream to a tablet too or something. It's not just the Switch. So
no, it's not, because they already have it set up.
They already have it set up for mobile.
Mobile, and they have it set up for PC as well. That's why I was like, okay, so it can already be done. It's just an option.
Yeah, it's just that they would have to get the licensing set up with Nintendo to do it.
Yeah, and I think that's just one of those things. It's just one of those things that I find odd, that when you think about it calmly and rationally, there's no reason to be upset.
No, there really is.
When you think about it calmly and rationally.
I'm sure there's I forgot his name. Is it J-Tech or something? He's like a huge Sony. He was literally like upset that the MLB The Show is coming to the Switch and Xbox and PC. And I'm guessing someone like him is probably freaking out. If I have the right name, I don't know if I have the right name, but
look, I've been advocating this for this for years, where the console manufacturers actually work together on things. Yeah. Because then we'd have third-party games on all platforms, and then at that point, you pick your platform, your preferred method of play, and then we can actually have the legitimate console wars through legitimate crossplay.
Yeah,
through crossplay, and we'll see who's the more skilled fan base at that point.
And you can get all these headshots. You can get all these headshots when I use these Joy-Cons.
All
headshots all day long.
I'm looking forward to motion and
no
gyro
twist
controls. I'm looking forward to
if
motion
they
and gyro
implement
controls against mouse and keyboard. I want to see that.
Yeah,
because on Steam you can plug in your DualShock or your Switch Pro controller, and for a game like Doom, it maps the mouse pointer to the gyro, and it works phenomenally. It works better than Doom running natively on the Switch with the motion controls. It actually is a better implementation. If they could somehow pull that off, but they already have a DualShock with gyros and they don't utilize it, so they probably wouldn't.
They don't.
But as somebody I got the PS4 Pro, I got a Switch, I'm buying Doom Eternal at launch. It's not available on Switch at launch. If I could, like I said, that scenario where I could occasionally just boot up the Switch in portable, handheld, and play Doom running off the PS4, to me that's like the best of both worlds right there.
Yeah.
And then you got stuff like Rainway coming out, and Rainway is trying to get on the Switch to let you play your PC games on it, and it's already subbed for Xbox, and I've tested it with my Xbox One, and it runs great that way.
Oh, so cool.
If they can get that to work on the Switch, that's just more games you can play on it. That's really it.
Okay, and before we get out of here, because we're approaching that 1 hour mark, and y'all know how I don't like to go over an hour for my fans and stuff. So, I'm glad you brought up Doom Eternal, Terminator, because Animal Crossing is coming out the same day, and so they actually asked one of the guys at who makes Doom? Is it id?
Id Software.
It's id Software.
So they asked one of the guys. He's like, "Do you know you guys are coming out at the same time?" And somebody actually drew Isabel and Doom guy. And I'm like, dude, this is a crossover I need. And then somebody drew another one with Villager looking homicidal.
You don't really need to draw that.
I'm like, okay. I can see how this crossover could form.
I'm wondering if it was a strategic move to be like, you know what? We had to delay it. Now it's coming out same day as Animal Crossing, and let's not have the Switch version come out the same day as Animal Crossing. That's kind of how I feel.
That probably was what it was.
Yeah, because you don't want to you cannibalize yourself. Because nobody. Let's be honest. People been waiting for this Animal Crossing game for what 2-3 years now. They rabid about it. So you ain't gonna make no money if you try. That's the same as like going up against Legend of Zelda. Why would you do that?
That's like Rayman Legends pushing the date out at the same day as GTA 5 comes out. Like
that's
not
smart.
You thinking?
Yeah, that's not smart. That's just not smart. And then have the nerve to complain about sales. Really, bro? Really, you gonna complain when it's your fault? So yeah, crossover I need Doom and Animal Crossing.
It looks whoever drew that little
Doom
cartoon
Crossing?
drawing. It looks freaking. It's awesome. I'm trying to find.
What is this going to be called? Doom Crossing or Animal?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna let Sakurai handle it,
Doom Crossing, then okay.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, man. If there's anybody that loves to do the crossovers, we got to give it to Sakurai. He does a good job with that mess. He really, really does. But I just thought that was funny just to bring that up because I saw those pictures going around and like it was cool to see the id Software guys actually enjoy it and get a big kick out of it. So I like seeing nice positive stuff. So that's just me. That's just me. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Wingin' It podcast. Before we get out of here, Terminator Juice, thank you for stopping by. Do you have anything you would like to pimp out?
No, I just at this point in my YouTube career, it's just basically the Monday Juice Loose podcast, which I'm super consistent on. Any other videos, it's so sporadic that I used to try to do weekly things, and then it's just like I just get to the point where I'm just rather be playing games than doing more videos and stuff. So yeah, really, I'm sure people are already hopefully checking out. We've been doing the podcast for 4+ years now. I mean, more than that, because I started, I want to say when Mario Kart 8 came out, so 2014, I started doing a podcast. And so right. We're going on year 6 here, almost 300 episodes. So, but yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, we're not going to be quite at an hour because I brought up something that wasn't relevant that you're gonna have to cut out. So
oh yeah, that is right. I gotta cut that out. So yeah,
I got fooled by something on Twitter.
I mean, it was a legitimate post. It was just the time.
Yeah, it was the date. Didn't check the date. So anyway, thanks for having me on. It's been fun.
No problem. And you guys check out his Juice Loose podcast. I'll leave a link in the description. And also before you go, 49ers and Chiefs, who you got?
I got the Chiefs. I just think it's one of those years that I don't think anybody could stop them. And
so we're gonna have some Mahomes magic on.
As much as I'm not a huge Mahomes fan. I'm not a hater or nothing. I don't have really any opinion on the Chiefs other than they're just super talented. And my Detroit Lions had their asses beat, and there was a pretty questionable roughing the passer, and I believe it was the fourth quarter.
I remember that game.
And that was the one where Stafford fumbles on the 3-yard line really awkwardly, and then Kerryon Johnson fumbles an inch from the goal line, and then the dude from the Chiefs picks it up. No one touches him, and he runs it all the way back. It was a 14-point swing, and Lions still pulled ahead, and then the Chiefs won on a 4th down scramble by Mahomes. And then they got a touchdown with like 2 seconds left, and that was tough. That was the game I think that decided the Lions' fate for the rest of the season. If they would have won that, I think everything would have been different. So part of me wants to root against them, but at the same time, I just think they're going to win. So I can't say they won't.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Gotcha. Okay.
49ers are a good team though, so it's gonna
they are.
Hopefully better than last year's Super Bowl because that was a bore fest.
Oh God, it was boring. So Andre, anything you want to pimp out?
I mean, outside of my usual stuff, if anybody's kind of curious, I kind of been dropping a lot of videos discussing people's stupidity. So I mean, you can go over and check that stuff out if you want. And then there's also the pitch for Switch series, which is still probably the most accurate non-insider information grouping of videos to say, hey, this game should happen on this platform, and it does.
By themselves, please. Pretty please.
I didn't play the game, but it didn't seem like a huge budget.
Yeah.
Based on what I've seen.
Mm-mm.
So I think $1 million, that's got to be a pretty big
But hey,
win.
you gotta go with Capcom's reasoning. People don't know about the X-Men.
Dude, when they said that, I'm not gonna jump off topic because I'm an X-Men fanboy, and I'll be needless to say, I was upset when they said that. But
I mean, look, anybody was upset when they said that. People that don't care about comic books or cartoons were upset when they said that.
Yeah, so I'm happy for both of them. In all honesty, like I said, I enjoy Astral Chain. It has its issues, but I think it's a fun game. And Marvel Ultimate Alliance, they did a very good job with that game. I got to give Team Ninja props for that. Because I thought I didn't know what it was going to be, but they did a great job with it, and I hope they bring it back. I hope the Alliance series comes back because I actually didn't mind it. So, yay for them. So, Sony asking PS4 users if they want remote play to be expanded to devices like the Switch. I like the idea.
I don't have an issue with it, honestly.
Yeah,
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I don't understand why people were getting upset about it because I'm like, dude, it's them asking their fan base a question.
And you still have to have a PS4.
You still have to have
remote play
to do it. So
yeah, you still have to have it. So I mean, and to be completely fair, they discontinued the Vita, so it makes sense for them to try to put it as many places as you can because you can do it on tablet, you can do it on PC. So if you want to do it to the Switch, that makes sense because Switch is sitting at what 52, 55 mil right now.
Mm-hmm.
So why not?
I'm just like, okay, what if your PS4 is set up in one room and your Switch is set up in another?
Yeah.
And you don't want to get up to go to your PS4 to play your games.
It's
this is the perfect opportunity.
Yeah. I would use it for at home. I'm on my Wi-Fi. I'm watching the Super Bowl. Let's say it gets boring, and I got Spider-Man to finish, which is a true story. If I could just, put that on the Switch and play it, using the Joy-Cons, I don't think anybody could stop them. And
so we're gonna have some Mahomes magic on.
As much as I'm not a huge Mahomes fan. I'm not a hater or nothing. I don't have really any opinion on the Chiefs other than they're just super talented.
Mm-hmm.
And my Detroit Lions had their asses beat, and there was a pretty questionable roughing the passer, and I believe it was the fourth quarter.
I remember that game.
And that was the one where Stafford fumbles on the 3-yard line really awkwardly, and then Kerryon Johnson fumbles an inch from the goal line, and then the dude from the Chiefs picks it up. No one touches him, and he runs it all the way back. It was a 14-point swing, and Lions still pulled ahead, and then the Chiefs won on a 4th down scramble by Mahomes, and then they got a touchdown with like 2 seconds left, and that was tough. That was the game I think that decided the Lions' fate for the rest of the season. If they would have won that, I think everything would have been different. So part of me wants to root against them, but at the same time, I just think they're going to win. So I can't say they won't. Gotcha. I wouldn't bet on it.
Gotcha. Okay.
49ers are a good team though, so it's gonna
yes, they are.
Hopefully better than last year's Super Bowl because that was a bore fest.
Oh God, it was boring. So Andre, anything you want to pimp out?
I mean, outside of my usual stuff, if anybody's kind of curious, I kind of been dropping a lot of videos discussing people's stupidity. So I mean, you can go and check that stuff out if you want. And then there's also the pitch for Switch series, which is still probably the most accurate non-insider information grouping of videos to say, hey, this game should happen on this platform, and it does. There you go.
So you don't want to name your sources?
Oh, me? You mean me, myself, and I? I can name
those 3 guys. Okay, yeah. those 3 guys. Gotcha. All right, people. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, before you get out of here, Andre, who you got? 49ers or Chiefs?
I honestly haven't even been paying attention to football this year.
Okay, so we're gonna flip a coin. 49ers or Chiefs, and you're going with Niners. Gotcha. All right, so people, thank you for watching our vids. We do really appreciate it on the Wingin' It podcast. You guys know what to expect from me. Friday night, let's do this live streams and let's talks and all the other good stuff in this podcast. So my pick for the Super Bowl, eeny, meeny, miny, hey Mo Chiefs. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys sometime soon. And I think we're taking Valentine's Day weekend off. I can't sure I gotta. Yeah, we are taking that off. Yeah, we're taking that off. So we may or may not have an episode next week. I'll let you know. Peace out, peeps. Have a good one.